fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
The boxing world has been waiting for this moment, and Terence Crawford just delivered. After months of speculation, subtle callouts, and online chatter, Crawford has finally addressed rising star Jaron directly. And let's just say, Bud didn't hold back. At a recent press conference in Las Vegas, organized
before, that's my obligation in the contract, and I gotta honor that if, that's the next move for me and my
next move in the welterweight division. Crawford found himself face-to-face with reporters who couldn't resist bringing up the name that's been echoing throughout boxing circles, Jaron Ennis. The 27-year-old Philadelphia phenom has been calling for a fight with Crawford for over a year, claiming he's ready to take out the pound-for-pound king. But this time, Crawford wasn't in the mood to stay quiet. Dressed sharply in a
Ennis, for me, he's the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But
tailored suit, Crawford began the press conference in typical fashion, composed, smiling, and confident. But when a reporter asked if he viewed Ennis as a legitimate threat, the energy shifted instantly. Crawford's smile disappeared, replaced by the intensity fans know all too well.
Without him, really wanting to fight and putting forth the effort into doing what he can do along with me to get this fight done, we wouldn't be fighting. So it's only right that I give him that same,
I want and I need. So after I do my thing, Saturday night and be victorious, I feel like it's only big name fights from here on out. Only main event headlines and pay-per-view headline, pay-per-view fighting.
Look, Crawford began, leaning toward the microphone. I respect any fighter who's out there trying to make a name for himself. Boots is talented, he's hungry, and I've seen what he can do. But let's be real. He's not on my level. Not now, not yet. That single line, "You're not on my level," spread like wildfire across social media. Fans erupted online, with many interpreting
sense, and the fight that stylistically would be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these.
It as Crawford officially shutting the door on Ennis. But others saw it as a warning, a way of saying, prove yourself first. For months, Jaron Ennis has been vocal about wanting the big fights. After dominating opponents like Royman Villa and Custio Clayton, Ennis began openly campaigning for a shot at Crawford, who at the time was coming off his historic win over Errol Spence Jr. Ennis, now holding the IBF welterweight title after being elevated from interim status, has insisted, he's the real future of the division. I want Crawford. That's the
coaster, but we made it to the top. No matter how we made it, and it's definitely a test to say that anything is possible if you work hard at it and you believe in yourself. And
fight I've been asking for, Ennis told reporters recently. I respect what he's done, but I'm here to take over. My time is now. Those comments clearly got Crawford's attention, but as Crawford explained at the press conference, there's a big difference between wanting greatness and being ready for it. When asked why he believes Ennis isn't on his level, Crawford gave a detailed response that reflected both confidence and experience.
Don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be Kevin.
I've fought world champions, undefeated guys, and legends, Crawford said. I've unified at 140, became undisputed at 147, and dominated one of the most dangerous fighters in Errol Spence. Boots hasn't been tested like that yet. He's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but there's levels to this game. And I met the Crawford also pointed out the mental side of boxing, something he feels young fighters underestimate.
Were you surprised by the outcome?
It's boxing, anything happen.
No doubt. My other question for you is, with this win, everybody said Crawford elevated his status. He's the GOAT. Do you think this win puts him on Mount Rushmore or makes him a GOAT in boxing?
It's not just about skills, he continued. Everybody looks good until they're in there with someone who can break them down mentally, someone who can make adjustments every round. That's what I do. That's what makes me different. Boots will learn that when the time. Within hours of Crawford's comments,
Alvarez, Terence Crawford wins unanimous decision victory. What was your thoughts on the fight?
I was trying to stay up. It was getting too late, y'all. It was like, I think by the time they came on, it was probably like 1 o'clock or something like that.
Jaron Ennis fired back online. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, Ennis wrote, "All respect to Bud, but he knows I've been calling him for years. If I'm not on your level, prove it in the ring. Let's see who's really the best." The post quickly went viral, sparking debate among fans and analysts. Some argued that Crawford should give the young contender a shot to prove himself. Others backed Crawford, saying Ennis hasn't yet fought anyone near.
As much as a lot of people, say we have similarities and, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, and I'm not him. So.
Tim had said comparison that he's like a fresh.
Crawford's caliber, boxing commentator Andre Ward, a close friend of Crawford, weighed in on ESPN shortly after. Boots is special, no question about it. But Bud's resume speaks for itself. You don't get to call out the best. He didn't skip the line. He's still got more to prove. During the same press conference, Crawford addressed his future plans. And that's
what the best out of Canelo. I don't know how many rounds they may have sparred, if it's true. But if it is true, I'm assuming that Boots may have brought the best out of Canelo Alvarez in that sparring. Showed him different looks, the switch hitting. I'm pretty sure they probably wanted Boots to, emulate Crawford or just to be who.
Resist bringing up the name that's been echoing throughout boxing circles, Jaron Ennis. The 27-year-old Philadelphia phenom has been calling for a fight with Crawford for over a year, claiming he's ready to take out the pound-for-pound king. But this time, Crawford wasn't in the mood to stay quiet. Dressed sharply in a tailored suit, Crawford began the press conference in typical fashion, composed, smiling.
This is crazy, Chester. You got a Team Crawford shirt on, hoodie on, but you going against me? You going against me? What'd he say, Red?
I said don't get spilled.
No. What'd he say? He said you just want to see him lose. Thank you.
And confident. But when a reporter asked if he viewed Ennis as a legitimate threat, the energy shifted instantly. Crawford's smile disappeared, replaced by the intensity fans know all too well. "Look," Crawford began, leaning toward the microphone. "I respect any fighter who's out there trying to make a name for himself. Boots is talented, he's hungry, and I've seen what he can do. But let's be real. He's not on my level. Not now, not yet."
On Friday, when I saw Canelo in the vest, I was like, nah. No, he's gonna pull it off here. And it was an amazing performance by Terence Crawford. Yeah, I'm gutted for Canelo, but I'm actually pleased that Crawford is getting the opportunity to show how great he is, because his resume hasn't really allowed that. Don't get me wrong.
Not on my level. Spread like wildfire across social media. Fans erupted online, with many interpreting it as Crawford officially shutting the door on Ennis. But others saw it as a warning, a way of saying, prove yourself first. For months, Jaron Ennis has been vocal about wanting the big fights. After dominating opponents like Royman Villa and Custio Clayton, Ennis
been following a once-in-a-lifetime fight.
42-0, waving to the crowd, pumping his fists like he does so well.
and a kid on his lap. I love it. Guys, I'm having a hard time hearing you, but it's hard to hear anything because it is loud. The city of Omaha is out. Bud Crawford, making his way to the heartland of...
began openly campaigning for a shot at Crawford, who at the time was coming off his historic win over Errol Spence Jr. Ennis, now holding the IBF welterweight title after being elevated from interim